Twitch.
Hello,
What's
Twitch.
up?
Oh, how
Twitch?
we doing? Let's see here.
Been a minute.
Hey, look at that. I'm on Twitch. Hey, Twitch.
Sweet.
Oh, I gotta mute that. That's weird. Great. All right. Oh, Marble Tulip Scuba Tree already in the house.
Sweet.
All right. Here we go.
Hey, Johnny, do you want to?
That's the wrong thing. I am not doing well this morning.
You're killing it, Ben.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We get those. I had so many things already and I didn't have my fucking names ready.
Oh, you know the ice cream truck drivers loaded up?
Nope. Where is it?
I'm starting to relax a little bit now. My fuck up wasn't the biggest.
No, you're doing great.
My white hot panic of relying on technology.
All right, here we go. It's that time. It's time to thank you, the ice cream truck drivers. Thank you so much, all you ice cream truck drivers out there. Right now, I'd like to thank Malia, Leon Kassan, Lori Elstrom, Jonathan, Jeff Harris, and Jason Klepper. If you want to be an ice cream truck driver, just like these fine folks, head over to preachingfun.com. Preachingfun.com is where you can go to sign up to be an ice cream truck driver, and who knows, the life you save may be your own.
Oh, and Lauren B. Shreve. Let's just shout her out. She wrote me wondering if,
Lauren.
She was wondering whether she was on the list or not, and rather than asking you, I'm just doing this part. Lauren, thank you so much for being an ice cream truck driver.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Lauren B. Shreve. I love you.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, do you want to go to an ice cream social?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Great, let's go.
We're finally hopping back up on Twitch, and we figured if we're going to be visual, let's get the sexiest guest we could find.
Yep.
We got Mike Jones.
This is my sexy look. This is my good side here.
It's time for Matt Mattingly's Ice Cream Social, coming to you from Las Vegas. That's Matt Donnelly. From Pittsburgh, that's Paul Mattingly. I'm Jacob, the audio guy. We're preaching fun.
Welcome. We have Jazz Demon, Mike Jones, and now fellow podcaster, Peter, man of the fields.
Well,
podcast. How you doing, Mike?
Well, I'm just overwhelmed. I'll tell you, this podcasting thing, it's new. I decided to jump right on it. I like to give technology 10, 15 years before I commit.
That's good. Yeah.
I want to see if it works out. But I really, it's great. My friend, the ever brilliant Jennifer Szabo, this is all basically her production. I don't know anything about technology, as you can tell by the beginning of this call. However, I do have a microphone with a funny light in it.
You do.
But we were talking about doing a podcast with a buddy of mine, and then because I see the way you two work together, and it's always been a dream of mine to have an on-air partner. Look, Penn and Teller, Matt and Mattingly, the greats, Shields and Yarnell. But
wait, now who's Shields and Yarnell in this one? Who's Shields? Who's Yarnell?
I think you're Shields.
All right, I'll take Shields.
Yeah,
I knew it. I knew I was going to get Yarnell.
I know.
I knew it.
Lorraine will be talking to you later. But he flaked on me. Who shall remain nameless? He just was too busy. So I said, screw it. I'm just going to try talking to people myself, even though they usually don't let me do that. I know a lot of people, through the years that were interesting. And my idea, which is certainly not new, but a little different, was I really just want to talk to creative and interesting people about what kind of music they like. And, it's not a jazz podcast. It's not a, it's not a musician's podcast. It's a it's a podcast about people. And
finally.
Odd people.
Yes. I know hardly anyone thinks of these things. And as I say, I'm new to the field. So, but I started, the prototypical guys
we're busting your balls. But the truth is, when you go back to the Monkey Room after Penn and Teller's show, Jonesy's the first person to sit back there. And when Jonesy does sit down, you talk about music. And you always talk about music with whoever comes back there and knows they want to talk to you about music. And you always have awesome conversations in the Monkey Room. So when you told me you were doing this podcast, I was actually psyched because there's so many times I've loved hearing you talk to everyone else about all of their music tastes. You are always a great conversation about music, and you're always so passionate about it.
Well, thanks.
So
I have to do what I can to bring them down from that magic high. And it's my job to sort of settle things down to a regular level, because otherwise the histrionics,
snooper,
the histrionics when Penn and Teller enter the room would just be way over the top. I've got to get them.
As I know it from a physics perspective does no longer make sense.
That's right. Exactly. Let me talk about records.
Time and space is a game.
But so in that, my idea was, a lot of people would come back to the Monkey Room over the past 23 years, and you meet these people you've seen on television and in movies, and because I'm the music part of the show and I am there before Penn and Teller come in, they always want to talk to me about music. They'll say, "Oh, I really liked your playing. I saw this guy in Cleveland and he played the Spoons and he was phenomenal." So that's how it always starts.
Mike Jones playing the Spoons in Cleveland.
Yes, exactly. But the guy that I really thought would be perfect for this idea was my buddy David Silverman, the animator from The Simpsons, because he's also a tuba player, and he plays the flaming tuba. But
we know we had him play the tuba when we had him on the show and interview.
And so we did him a couple weeks ago. He'll be on in a couple weeks. But it was stunning because I knew he played the tuba and he liked the tuba. I had no idea that the tuba was his life. I mean, he went on a long rant about what the precursor to the tuba was in orchestral writing, and the brother of the sackbut and all this stuff, and he's talking technical stuff about tubas, and it was great. And I mean, honestly, what I think is part of the fun of it is I had this guy who's in maybe the most famous television show in history for the past 30 years, and we never brought it up. The Simpsons never really came into it, and it wasn't that I was consciously trying to keep. I mean, he came on and said, "I'm sure you want to talk about The Simpsons." I said, "I couldn't care less about The Simpsons." I mean, that's a new show to me. You know what I mean? That's a show that in my mind has been on for a couple of years. Maybe the kids will glom onto it. But I started working around the time that The Simpsons came on. I started working 5-6 nights a week in clubs, and so I didn't have a VCR.
You're still trying to finish up All in the Family, right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I just saw the last scene and it brought a tear to my eye when Mike and Gloria leave with the baby. It's sad.
The baby.
They already finished that show. Oh, I'm on season 1. No spoilers. Did
you see they made a doll of that baby?
No.
There was a toy doll of the baby from All in the Family. Archie's grandson had a toy doll.
Listen, what you do in your spare time is none of my business.
I'm just saying, what a weird tie-in. Little baby Joey as a
wow. You know the baby's name.
well, it's on the box.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's on the box. It says has his last name on there too. I can't remember his
Wow.
last name.
Stivic.
Wait, that's it. Joey Stivic.
Yeah, I know
Archie's
that.
grandson. Yeah.
Wow. Jeez.
You can
Now I
That's
know what I'm
amazing.
Now I know I'm getting Jonesy for Christmas.
Baby Joey Stivic.
If I don't get one for myself before then, I don't know if I want to wait.
See?
That's a long time to wait.
Wait that long.
Oh
You're
my
crazy.
God. But wow.
Did your
Wow.
conversation ever get into the connection with the tuba and aquatic exploration and all that kind of thing?
No, I don't think. Well, and as I said, I asked him 2 questions and he went on for an hour. So we
I
can
would have
do
thought,
another.
with Penn being in your ear as much as he is, I thought you would have come across the whole thing of, you've got scuba and then you've got tuba, which stands
Right.
for
Oh
terrible
yeah.
underwater breathing
Yeah.
apparatus.
Yes. Terrible underwater breathing apparatus.
That's right.
But no. So that was the idea, and so far so good.
Well, Mike Jones, what is the name of your podcast?
The name of the podcast is The Stereo Image.
Image.
And I was against that. I was. I thought
who outvotes you in the Mike Jones
Jen,
podcast?
Jen Szabo, who's the brains behind the operation. She did and it, of course, in all things technology related, she's correct. I thought that the stereo image to me, I thought, well, that's going to be people thinking that we're talking about stereo equipment, or it reminds me of a mall kiosk. You know what I mean?
Sharper image.
And
Listen, I'll tell you right now, as an experienced podcaster, people get past that title right away.
Right, sure.
Even ask
well,
us
we
about ice
thought
cream
about that
in
with
like
you
5
guys
years.
because I mean, how often do you talk ice cream?
Very rarely.
Yeah, but so that was one part of it. The other part was I was afraid that I wanted something that was more descriptive, like music in your life or some kind of, but that seems really hokey. I also, the most honest podcast title that I came up with was Talkin Shit with Jonesy. But I thought that wouldn't get much marketing. So we went with the stereo image because, as Jen was saying, it's the idea that music is on in the background of these people's lives, and it's, and the duality of stereo, all this kind of stuff, way highfalutin shit that I can't understand. But
Man, should she come on? Because you're doing a terrible job explaining the title. Should she come on here and
I think she's wrangling. She's wrangling the cats, but here's the funny thing: we put it up, and the first thing I do is get Kurt, who Kurt works for Penn and Teller, who's big into this stuff. He says, "What a great name! That's the best name. It's so marketable. It's so great." And I thought he was giving me shit, and he said, "No, I'm serious." And so my next stop is to get said David Silverman to come up with a fancy logo.
Right. Well, he did your album cover before, yeah.
He's done the last 4 album covers that I've done.
Okay.
And it is amazing because his genius is not only in his drawing. I mean, Jesus, we're turning this into a David Silverman podcast, but the genius is the ideas behind it. Like my first record that I did for Capri, where I called him, I said, I want to do a record called Plays Well with Others, because I had done a series of solo jazz piano albums for another label. And this was going to be a trio album. And I thought, that's funny, plays well with others. I've got a bass player and drummer. So he said, well, let me think about it. And a couple weeks later, he says, do you know the Diane Arbus photo of the kid standing in Central Park with a hand grenade? And I actually did know it because it's quite a famous photo. She was Diane Arbus. Actually, they did a movie about her called Fur, an imaginary Diane Arbus story or something. She was a really edgy photographer, street photographer, and art photographer in the 50s and 60s, and one of the first female famous photographers. And her prints, are hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so she did a whole thing of like these kind of freaky, jarring images. And one is a kid just holding a hand grenade in Central Park in New York, a little kid. And so Silverman, oh, there it is.
Right there.
Okay.
Look at that. So Silverman, he said, I'm going to do a parody of that, of you holding a music note. And hold on one second.
Okay. He's going to do his own screen sharing, which is.
I do. This is the way. This is the way old guys do screen sharing, because I can't fucking figure this shit out.
Or for people listening to this audio podcast, you're welcome.
So that's the album cover.
Look at that.
Oh, that's so good.
And and that's when I realized, it's not just drawing funny things. He really puts thought into this. So anyhow, so then the second record I did was a record of all 1920s tunes, and he did a kind of a tribute to the guy that drew the original flapper for Life magazine, for the cover of Life magazine in the 1920s, the flapper girl. And then I did the record with Penn before the show, called The Show Before the Show. And he did this great cover with Penn and I playing, with Teller playing cards in the background with a rabbit. And this last one was a trio record with Penn and Jeff Hamilton called Are You Sure You Three Guys Know What You're Doing?, which was a takeoff on a Stooges thing. And he did a wonderful cover of the three of us, and he captured perfectly the panic on Penn's face at the thought of playing with Jeff Hamilton. And so David's been a good friend for over 20 years and a great guest, but he's the kind of guy I wanted to get on the show. Matt's the kind of guy I wanted to get on the show because
I'm another big get. I'm another big get for sure.
No, you were. You're so far. You're one of our top rated guests. Because of Springsteen. I mean, you can't really talk to Matt without hearing about the boss.
Actually, now that you bring him up,
yes,
I'd like to talk about the Nebraska album.
Oh, sure.
Because that's definitely the first thing people are thinking about right now when they
underrated.
Get Springsteen.
Well, yeah. You don't think anything about his European tour and maybe stuff that he said, and then and so I went. I'm going. We're still just getting started, and really, I'm starting to get my feet wet in the podcast world. But we got.
How many episodes do you have up on the feed?
I think there's 5 or 6 up now. 5 or 6 have come up. We've got 9 done. We started with one of my old friends who owns a big recording studio in New York, and then we did the guy that owns the Capri Records, who is also a huge comic book dealer. He owned a company called Blue Coyote Comics in Denver.
Oh, snap!
Huge store, yeah. And I mean, he's big. He owns hundreds and hundreds of thousands of comics. It's really amazing. But that's how he supports a jazz record label, I mean, and then who else? We did just did Bill Prady the other day.
Wow.
And he was great. And we did I don't know. But all the people that we're getting are people that aren't necessarily musicians. But again, Silverman and Prady were the guys that I immediately thought of because both of them do something. They play music in addition to what they're known for.
Right.
Prady just started playing the saxophone like 6 years ago, and he's really into it, and it's fun. But we didn't talk at all. Again, we didn't talk at all about the Big Bang Theory, except in reference to, one of the guys said, "Start playing the saxophone if you want."
Or how I could afford to buy a nice saxophone.
Well, that's it. That's it. I'll play jazz till the money runs out. But all of these guys have, interesting stories of what I'm finding is like my buddy watched a couple of the podcasts. He goes, everybody's got gray hair in your podcast. And I'm like, yeah, because they're all old bastards that, like, when you went out to buy a record when you were 10 years old, you saved up the money, you went to the record store, you bought the record, you played it over and over, you read the liner notes. You know, it was a big event.
Sure.
It wasn't go to Apple Music and download the track. You know what I mean? And so the kind of people that music became a part of their life early on are sort of that age, you know. And
the gray hair model didn't discourage Gilbert Godfrey. So
no, exactly.
Have you discussed that with any of your guests, Jonesy? The lack of physical media in a lot of music.
Oh yeah. We talked a lot about that. Yeah,
is there a solution? What's the consensus? What's going on?
You know, it's not. Here's what I think. The same way that there are kids today that are actually still in band in school and getting into playing an instrument.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the same way with music. There's going to be that small portion of people that want a good turntable and want to buy a vinyl album or want to buy a CD, you know, that is going to be this tiny little percentage of the overall population. But I don't think it's going away completely. And it's the weird sort of resurgence of vinyl the past 10 years. Who saw that coming? You know what I mean?
But yes, I think it does speak exactly to what you guys are talking about, right? I think
it's all
people nostalgia. Want a physical thing. Yeah.
Right. And it's all nostalgia. There's no inherent quality. I mean, if you're going to, I could see if super audio CDs, SACDs came back, or, you know, because the sound was unbelievable on them.
There was so much data on those.
Right.
It's so much data coming through. Yeah.
Yeah. But LPs inherently that they talk about this warm sound and all that of the needle in the groove and all this, and it's all phony shit. It's all, you know, I mean, there is nostalgia, but you know, the first batch of CDs came out in like 1983 or whenever it was. And what they didn't realize was when they mastered for LP, they had to boost the hell out of the high end because so much information was lost by the needle in the groove. So when they put the first batch of CDs out, they didn't master them for CD. They had mastered them for LP. So they sounded tinny. So this group of audiophile guys said, "No, CDs suck. They sound tinny." And by the second month of releases, they had corrected that problem, and that was all phony. And yet it followed for 20 years, this idea that CD's inferior, you know? And it's just nonsense, you know? Good quality CDs blow away LPs. But
it's not close. Yeah.
But yes, there is something about pulling out that 1963 Blue Note with the smell of the of the album cover because it's been stored next to all these other albums, and you look at it and you say, "Oh man, you know, Lee Morgan Candy, it's a great record." And, you know, but now these records are selling for thousands of dollars, which is absurd. When I was a kid, when I was at Berkeley, an original pressing of Blue Note of like Hank Mobley's Soul Station on Blue Note records, you could pick one up for $40 or $50, which was insanely expensive, right?
Yeah.
For a used record, but that's what they cost. And I said to my buddy, that Tom, that owns Capri Records, who deals in rare records, I said, what does that go for nowadays? He said, $3,500.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so you know, I've gotten off track a little bit, but yes, the idea of owning things has sort of making a comeback. I mean, when I was a kid, the greatest, you know, you could have a record collection and your mother hated you for bringing another record home because the upstairs was going to fall in, you know? I mean, I had something like 3,000 or 4,000 LPs at one time. You know,
a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I was a musician too. You know, I mean,
Lorgren C on the Twitch chat asks, what about the 1 times, 4 times, or 52 times speed of a CD-ROM? When is that coming back?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I want.
I think we do know, Jonesy. I think we do know.
I think we well.
We've got a good
Yeah,
idea.
I'm not at liberty to say that. But I won't be backed into a corner.
You not officially throw dirt on the CD-ROM. You're gonna
no.
Hold on,
I remember what were they called? Oh, they were popular for like a minute. Mini DAT. Or was it mini discs? Mini discs
were amazing. Mini discs went away way too early.
They looked so cool.
They were far superior to the CD.
Yes, but I had a DAT machine. I had a real.
Oh, that was great too. That was awesome.
Yeah. Well, my first record that I did in 1986, maybe, they brought up a Mitsubishi 2-track digital recorder from New York. They had to rent it as a reel-to-reel digital recorder. And it was, it was, I forget what it was called, but they had to ship one up from New York to Boston to record this album because it was one of the first and it was direct metal mastered, which was really, really hip. And it changed so quickly. I mean, DAT was around for a few years, and then it was CD-ROMs, and then now it's I don't even know what it is. Some little thing inside your computer.
Yeah.
Goes there, and then it's better.
Yeah, I had 9 Inch Nails Year Zero. Pardon me. The Year Zero album on CD, and the CD, when you put it in your player and it got heated up, there was a treatment on the ink on the CD itself so that it would do color change and have this whole kind of like blackout signal. Cool. Yeah, wow. That was a brilliant concept thing. I believe that's
heard of that.
Rob Sheridan, who did a bunch of the artwork at that time with him. But the whole concept of that album was very much a like totalitarian state come to take all of your information, and and so when you played the CD, it came out and it looked like something had just blanked it out and like didacted the entirety of the of the album art on the front, the top. Yeah, it was a brilliant piece of the whole album. The whole concept of Year Zero really a bit too close to where we are now.
I was gonna say
yeah, it really is. But yeah, like getting I think that's gonna be the trick, is at least that's what's happening in video games. There are reprints of physical video games now because, of course, digital video games are the bigger thing.
Right.
And there are specialty boutique shops that are reprinting and reproducing old school video games that can be played on older systems or can be revamped.
I'm firing up my Atari. I've been saving it.
Yeah.
Or if I can, Pong. I miss Pong.
I have tickets this summer to see Atari in concert. I'm going to see Atari
nice.
live.
Yeah.
Atari Teenage Riot?
Is it a hologram show?
Yes, it's one of those. They'll be playing with Whitney Houston and an Atari video game, Frogger from Atari.
Nice.
Playing together.
I'll tell you who else is going to go see a concert of Jim and the Holograms with Matt Donnelly, and that's Matt, the following sponsor.
Today's show is brought to you by Hawaiian Shits. That's right. No R means lower prices. Ooh. Hawaiian Shits from Dead Laszlo in 2025.
Aloha.
Ahoy.
Have you had enough poi today? If so, you've probably got the Hawaiian Shits. That's right. Just enough poi to make your GI go uka luka muka maka haka hai.
Bungada 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 boom.
That's right. You'll need a grass skirt because everything is going to be sluicing out of you like a goddamn sieve. Don't you dare wear pants after you've had Hawaiian Shits.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Enter Hey Scoops at checkout.
Oh, yeah, Jonesy, we do fake commercials on our show.
What? That's fake?
Yeah.
I know. Aren't you?
God damn it! I was going to HawaiianShits.com.
No. Stop putting that credit card into that
God
website.
damn it! I was on Amazon.
Do not do that.
Now you tell me. Jeez.
We should definitely take out every URL that we mentioned in those commercials.
For a while. Our friend Justin in Pittsburgh, Justin Zell, he was doing that. He just kept buying every year.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So,
we still own whiteprivilege.com.
We still own White Privilege. I think I bought that for like 10 years. So I thought we'd nailed it. So that was me.
Wow.
But
well,
yeah. And I don't even know what Fuck Gladwell goes to anymore. I have to look.
Who knows?
Yeah. Jonesy, what is one of the things that you surprised yourself that you enjoy about podcasting?
Really talking to people. I mean,
thought you'd hate that part?
Yeah. I mean, in general, I'm not a people person. No, I do. It's very strange. I think for me, the most fun is listening, because these people just go on and everything they say, you know what I mean? These people, I can't.
They just go on and on with their stories.
And the talking. It never ends. It never ends. Is this going to be a long story? But no, it turns out that I like it when it's a long story. You know what I mean? There's obviously with the podcasting, there you go as long as you want. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's nobody saying, wrap it up, and I tend to talk occasionally. I've been known to spout a few words, but hearing these guys, talk about their parents having a huge record collection that was all Broadway show stuff, which of course speaks to my heart. Nobody likes Broadway more than me.
I do like the one thing you clipped out of the show I did with you. I was laughing because I was like, I can talk freely with Jonesy, no problem. Sure. I'm one of his early podcasts. Who's going to hear this? I'm basically a guinea pig, a lab rat for the future when it blows up. And then you clipped out the story of me at the Mamma Mia's final show with my wife and all of her cast friends crying as the curtain came down. And she was in Jersey Boys, and I just turned to her and said, "Thank God you're in Jersey Boys and not this show." Just can't take it.
Well, what's funny is and I said I'd be crying for a whole other reason if I'd had to sit through Mamma Mia. But
that's a clip you put out, and my wife is still very much friends with people in Mamma Mia.
Wait a minute, that show's still running?
No. But from her time, her cast.
Well, they should know better by now. They must have grown out of it, right? I mean,
you
get to a point where, I was in Mamma Mia, for fuck's sake.
And then our social media guy is sharing your clip, and so it's all over my social media. Well, and I was like, oh God.
Well, that's Jen's fault. She chose that clip. I absolve myself of responsibility. But no, she hunts through and finds the one part of the podcast where I don't look like a complete moron, and then she puts that up. Whatever that is. But it's but that's what I'm really enjoying. I mean, you guys, it's different. I mean, you guys are a well-oiled machine. You've got a history together.
We're well-oiled, but the machine part is maybe not.
Peanut oil.
But I mean, you guys are professional guys that are doing a show. I'm a schmuck that's talking to buddies and people that are interesting, and so I think that the best thing for me to do is just to let them talk, and I'm really enjoying that.
My hair is well oiled, but that's a Jersey thing.
It is. It's Well, that's good because Jersey Boys is going to make a comeback, and your wife's coming back to that.
But you've got a leg up with that, Jonesy. Actually, that authenticity comes through. Like that is really the core of what makes a lot of podcasts very successful. People can hear whether or not the person that's talking means what they're saying and has some
kind of I know what you mean. Yeah.
In the discussion.
Yeah, sure.
You're coming from an honest, earnest place.
Jonesy, Jesus, just pretend like Paul's saying something interesting to you, will you?
Yeah. See that? I get it now. Yeah. No, I know. It's true. It's
He's already such a pro. He's already so good.
Yeah.
On it.
This is as Bert Boyette used to say, this is not our first goat fuck. But no, it's true. I really do enjoy it, and I'm not. I lack the capability to be a personality. You know what I mean? I just and I don't want to be.
No. You have a personality. Was that too late, Jonesy? So sorry.
I have a personality. I have a personality. I'm not a personality. But it's
Jonesy, good news though. You can get a personality next year. Supernova Girl says that Mamma Mia is reopening on Broadway next year, so you can go see it. And I'm sure that will give you all the personality you need.
You know, I can't imagine anyone seeing stuff like that of their own free will. It shocks me. I mean, you know, it's
Mamma Mia, the Stockholm
it's like you know, do I want to watch Mamma Mia or do I want to watch like you know, a half an hour or 2.5 hours straight of those dying puppy commercials on TV? You know, you know, yeah. I mean, you know, this is Arthur. His leg was cut off in a tragic motorcycle accident, but you know, thanks to you,
can't imagine what the dogs are going through.
Thanks to you, he can eat his kibble now from a porcelain-lined bowl. You know, give $20 a day, and you too can help save an animal. I mean, you know, nobody likes animals more than me. Nobody. I can't watch those freaking commercials because it's sickening. And it's right next to Mamma Mia for me. I mean, the level of nausea and feeling sorry for what's happening in front of me. You know, I mean, it's
dogs. They are in bad shape.
It's not. Let's go this way. Let's go help them. Yeah, it's not just Mamma Mia. Let's not say it's the whole Broadway genre for me. I mean, you know what I mean? It really is. It seems like
there's a lot of shows that you would like to see you mainly
close. Yes, I mean, yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, you know, give me South Pacific. All right, there's a musical, a nice old-fashioned musical, Carousel
with grass skirts.
You know, exactly. And you know, give me something. You know, by the time you get to Hair, I'm out. You know, you know, Godspell. You know, I can't.
Musical or the thing on your head.
Strangely, I do like Jesus Christ Superstar. But go ahead.
Camp 668 on Twitch says they play ABBA when it's time for their boyfriend to leave the house.
That will drive them out. I mean, you know, I think of ABBA as like a human, like you know how when you have a dog or a cat and you're trying to train him and you got the water pistol.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just shoot him with the water pistol. I think that ABBA is like that for humans. You know, it's get out. You just shoot him with the water pistol.
I bet there are some exceptions, Jones. You strike me as a fan of the opera guy. You're a big fan of the opera guy?
No. I think you're just being a wise ass. I can't abide. I did like, again, I was the right age for Jesus Christ Superstar, and it was and it was you know, it was a guy from Deep Purple, and it was Ian Gillan, and I thought that it was really good. And I bought the record was $12.98. You know what I mean? It was a 2-record set, and I brought it home and I played the shit out of it and I read the words and I thought it was great. I was 11, right? You know, but anything. I'm going to get myself in trouble, but anything after that, you know, I'm out. I mean, I really am.
Starting now, you're going to get yourself in trouble?
No. I've been getting myself in. I'm going to get myself in more trouble. Let's put it that way. I can't imagine a scenario where I would enjoy a musical that's been written in the last 40 years. And I don't know why. I've tried to narrow it down because, all of the material that a jazz musician plays was, all standards were in shows.
Yeah.
And that was I think that maybe that it was just the level of composers, I mean, I don't know,
Man, I am looking through a list right now of the best, just Google list of the best Broadway musicals of all time. And I have yet to find one that I could even suggest to Mike Jones to be like, maybe it like this.
Yeah, it's
Come from away. Come from away. There's one.
Oh, Come From Away. Well, yeah, but see, I don't even think of that as a musical.
No, I think you're right.
It's more. And I can do stuff like that. Right. What I can't do is The Lion King and that kind of stuff. I mean, it just, well, first of all, the Disney stuff in the first place bothers me. But I'm trying to think of the guy that wrote American Popular Song. He was a composer, and I can't think of his name right now, but Alec Wilder.
Oh.
Who was he wrote a few standards. He was actually a serious composer that but he wrote a book in the 60s called, or maybe early 70s, called American Popular Song, and it's an amazing book, and it covers everything. And they asked him why it stopped in the 1950s. And he said, without any sort of, without being a wise ass, he said, that's when the amateurs took over.
Oh.
And see, there used to be professional songwriters. It was a living. It was songwriters and composers. Then the artists, you hired a songwriter to write a song, then you hired a singer to sing the song. That's what Frank Sinatra was. That's what everyone was until
Carole King was.
Yes, and that's what everyone was until the Beatles. And then the Beatles came along, and they happened to be geniuses that were great songwriters that performed them themselves. And Bob Dylan, who happened to be a genius and was a songwriter that could perform his own material. So suddenly they said, wait a minute, we don't need professional songwriters anymore. We'll just have the artists write their own songs.
What are we paying these people for?
And that's what happened with popular music. And so the idea that
we're
the
saying
amateurs took over. Go ahead.
Wet ass pussy accepted, right? Just wet ass.
Well, you wrote that, right?
I helped. I did a pass.
Good. Yeah, I thought you were there. You were there for the creation.
I did an early draft.
Good.
I helped them figure out what it wasn't.
Yes, exactly.
It had been wet pussy ass for a long time.
That's
Matt came in.
And I said you can't do that because the WPA with the works programs for artists from the Great Depression, that's confusing.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta throw it around.
Well, when I first heard Wet Ass Pussy, I kept thinking Irving Berlin or Cole Porter. I know I've heard this before.
They sampled it.
And it's so I think that some of that, so those guys that were professional songwriters that were, that wrote shows, that wrote, Cole Porter, Irving Berlin, Rodgers and Hart, Jerome Kern, these guys, that was the popular music of the day, and that's what they did, and they wrote these shows, and that's what appeals to me as a jazz musician. I am not really going to find a lot to do with a song that's based on one chord.
Would you like to try your hand at writing a classic musical?
I thought of it, and my first idea for a book was The Shining.
Okay.
I thought The Shining, the musical, would be really good, but this is 30 years ago, before 20 years ago, before all the cool stuff was happening. But I think Red Rum, it sounds like a love ballad to me.
Definitely.
There's just a lot in that idea. It's rich with ideas.
It is.
Give me the bat, Wendy. I mean, there's a beat to it. Give me the bat.
Don't overlook me.
Right.
Overlook Hotel.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Right.
I mean, it writes itself.
There's a lot there.
Yeah, yeah, and
I
I mean,
think the two twins in the hallway doing an anything you can do, I can do better number would be
right,
really
right, right, and I mean the Scatman Crothers character. You
Oh,
know, I mean,
yes.
you know, he's got a blues in him. I
Yep.
mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you know, so no, I think it writes itself. But I don't think that I'll ever do it. Because like most ideas, everyone has ideas and no one ever follows through on them. And you know, it's one of the things that you know, I like about doing this is I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool to do a podcast for a couple of years? You know what I mean? I mean, for the last few years, I thought, oh, wouldn't it'd be cool? And then I'm like, oh, but you got to figure out how to do it. And then that's where Jen comes in because she's smart and she does all the stuff that I'm too stupid to bother with. And it's not that I'm incapable of it. It's just that I'm Irish and basically lazy.
Well, but it also turns out, and I think you may have found
Matt can
this in
speak to this,
other
but go ahead.
professional fields, collaboration helps these ideas actually come to fruition.
Right.
Having
Yes.
someone to hold your feet to the fire a bit or help you in places where you struggle. I mean, I could never have gotten what we got here with this podcast without these guys, you know.
Right.
Forget about
Right.
it. Yeah.
No, it's working out well. And so I don't know. We're gonna see what we can do with it. I figure, you know, I'll bend you guys' ear about what to do next. But in terms of but what we're doing, we're just gonna. I've got a list of 60 people that I want to do, and we're just gonna keep pumping them out. Well, yeah. No, I don't mean like that. I don't have the energy for that anymore. But
Oh no, I don't have the energy for it. I just want to.
you just want to do 60 people.
Yeah.
I understand. Sure.
That's that Dana Gould joke where he says, like, when you're young, you're like, oh, I can't wait to fuck her. I sure would like to fuck her. And then when you're 20 years later, it's like, well, I can't wait to masturbate to her.
Exactly. Who can?
And now it's just I'm gonna think fondly about her.
Yeah, but and so that's what we're doing. We're doing the stereoimage.com, and I love the people that say, well, where can I find it? And I say, well, the stereoimage.com. And they say, well, I don't know where that is. I say, well, how about the stereoimage.com? Just go there, you can hear it, or it's on Apple, on Spotify, and everything else, every other platform.
Yeah, everybody open up your podcast app and get yourself subscribed to the Stereo Image, Mike Jones. Get him in your
There you
holes.
go, the Stereo Image, and I'm gonna try to hustle Silverman into coming up with a fancy logo, and he did.
Well, if I can give you any advice. If I can give you any advice, do not parody a Ben and Jerry's ice cream logo to start your
That's
podcast.
probably wise.
That'd be my advice to you.
I think that's
good
very
advice.
wise. Because you know, I don't want the lawsuits to come pouring in just yet. I'd like to wait for the lawsuits. But yeah, so this is my business card that he did.
All right.
And
Wow.
Yeah, Silverman's really funny. And so anyhow, I wouldn't go with beautiful, but you know,
he loves you. There's love in that art.
There's a lot of love. There's a lot of love in the fact that he put 6 fingers on my one hand.
There you go. That's because he wants people to think you used AI and asked for Silverman style. That's why he put 6 fingers on your hand.
Is there a Silverman style? There you go.
I bet there is.
Yeah,
There is. There is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here you go. This is my idea for your image.
All right.
Oh, look at that.
More visuals for the audio podcast.
Two
Let's keep
Jonesies
it
staring at
going.
each other with music.
Two
sound
Jonesies
waves
staring.
going through it.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
it's a good time to mention to the listeners that we're on Twitch, thebucketshow.com. Watch the show.
That's why I actually used a visual reference today because it's
I'm
feasible.
taking care of the listeners, which are the majority of our audience, and you guys keep playing to the audience that's right in front of our faces, okay? I'm just doing due diligence as a host here. It's not a critique. I'm not attacking you guys. Let's use I feel statements until we feel okay moving on.
I feel okay.
When you said 2 Jonesies staring at each other, that scared the shit out of me.
Well, then that means it means it's powerful. It's important.
A stereo image, yes. A stereo image of me. Yeah. What else is going on in the ice cream social world that I need to know?
Well, you don't do the transitions here, buddy. We do. Do you want to stick around for our scoop mail section of our show, or do you want to take off and go live your life?
I think I'll leave.
Take off answer.
As much as I'm enjoying this, this is really early in the morning for me. I got up at 9 a.m. and worked out before this, so I would
hear
be.
somebody else say this.
I'll tell you. This is I tell this story. So very quickly. One of my heroes, what serious hero, like one of the guys I looked up to most was a piano player named Dave McKenna, who plays the style of piano that I try to play. And the guy was a legend, unbelievable. And he was playing at the Copley Plaza Hotel, and I would go over and see him all the time. So we became friends. And then when he would leave in the summers, I would play the 8 weeks at the Copley Plaza, filling in for him. So anyways, I'm sitting around one night with him, and he says, "Oh, I got a gig Thursday, a 7:00 gig, and I can't do it. I don't really want to do it. Would you do it for me?" And I'm thinking, holy shit, Dave McKenna's asking me to fucking fill in on a real gig for him? This is the greatest moment of my life. And I said, sure, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I said, 7:00? He goes, yeah. I said, where is it? He goes, it's right. It's here in one of the rooms at the plaza, one of the ballrooms at the Copley Plaza. And I said, okay, 7:00. He goes, yeah, get there about 6:30, 6:45. It's 7 to 10. I said, okay, yeah, I'll leave my house at like 5:00. He goes, no, it's 7 a.m. It's a breakfast. It's a breakfast gig.
Oh no!
I said, oh, okay. I guess I'll do that. So that was my first time filling in for a major celebrity because he didn't want to get out of fucking bed. Which made, oh my God, it was great. But
Mike Jones, thank you so much for coming by, pal.
Well,
thanks for starting a podcast.
Guys.
Yeah.
I can't thank you guys enough. I really, I mean, and we'll get you on my podcast as a group.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And we can all talk shit on there.
That'd be lovely.
There we go.
The stereo image.
It's really fun, and you guys, really thank you for having me, and it's nice to be had, and right. We will talk again soon.
You got it. I'll see you soon,
all
Jonesy.
right.
I'm sure I'll see you at the Penn and Teller show very soon.
All right. Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
See you, pal.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
He's not leaving.
We can't make him leave.
Hey, hello, Jen. Oh, how do I get out? There you go. Professional adult.
This is the best part of Twitch. The Twitch people just got to see that. That was amazing.
To see Jen walk over and tell them to get out of a meeting.
Oh. I was going to pause that and delete all of that. There's not a single chance I'm deleting any of that. The stereo image with Mike Jones. Go check it out wherever fine podcasts are posted. I've already said it on mine. And make sure you set your options to automatically download. That always helps with those numbers. You know what else helps with those numbers?
Wait, before you even go to that transition, what? I got to do it. I wanted to, if Jonesy wasn't on, I would have done this at the top of the show. Quick shout out to Chris Gethard, honorable, amazing person. I was doing my shows in San Antonio, and turns out the room manager, Mia, was a huge fan of Chris. Talked about how she owned all of his books. She's named all of his TV shows.
Oh, wow.
She was at a gig in San Antonio where they didn't get the advance properly, and there was an open dance floor instead of seating.
Oh, that's awesome.
Chris had everybody sit crisscross applesauce on the floor. And she was telling me that story, and I just shot a text to Chris and saying, like, look, I'm here in San Antonio. I have a big fan of yours here. Can you do a FaceTime? And he said, sure. And he FaceTimed, and I put him on the phone, and she took the phone out of my hand and went off and talked to him for like 10 minutes.
Oh, that's lovely. He's very funny.
That's wonderful.
Just a totally class move. Made me look like a boss.
That's awesome.
It was a very, very cool of Chris to do that.
Well, he's a wonderful part of that amazing Don't Think Twice movie that our dear friend Liz Allen helped.
That's right.
coach.
Yeah,
that's right. He is
the improv movie. If you haven't seen Don't Think Twice, you want a little improv insights. Good one.
Yeah, and go check out all the stand-up specials, and he's always touring. Make sure you just subscribe to his stuff. He's one of the best guys in show business.
That's awesome. That's good to hear.
You know who doesn't think he's one of the best guys in show business? The following sponsor.
Today's show is brought to you by... I hit the wrong button.
Oh, no!
And we're back. Today's show is brought to you by Bear Box, your monthly subscription to artisanal bear shipments. That's from Surly by Default in 2021. This is Bear Box.
From far on the mountain comes the growl of the unstoppable grizzly.
Growl.
Bear Box is there to give your wild side the fix that it needs.
Yeah, roar, buddy, roar.
Growl.
Yeah, okay. Turns out Bear Box wasn't the best name that we could have come up with.
I love this box.
Yeah, you would, buddy. We have a very diverse clientele now. Basically, yeah. Bear Box is all about hairy dudes who want other hairy dudes. It's fine. We love it. We started off selling bear stuff. Now we have a very niche market.
Grr.
Club guys. Yeah, grr. Okay, guy. Yeah, all right. Oh, boy. Oh, man. All I wanted to do was
I wanted to call it Velcro because my chest hair to your chest hair would mesh like Velcro.
Ooh.
It's not a species of bear.
The Velcro bear?
The Velcro bear is not a species of bear. But you know what? Bear Box hardly has anything to do with actual animal bears anymore. We've basically catered to the gay lifestyle at this point, which is fine. It's a successful business model. I shouldn't have picked Bear Box. I should have said something like Grizzly Package. But that might have got co-opted too. Who knows?
Grizzly Package?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, I haven't chafed in a while, but jeez.
Can't win for losing. Oh, man. Everything I make is appealing to a certain demographic that I didn't intend to appeal to. Oh.
Hey, Scoops, and check out.
I'm going to go back to my old company, Lubed Fist. We sold doilies and sewing equipment to old ladies.
Yes, I was hoping to buy a doily, please.
You've reached lubefist.com.
Ooh!
Oh, God damn it.
Also, June 6th, I'm at Cult Classic Brewing. It's my third attempt. I was going to say my annual show. It's my third attempt to make it an annual show, right? I did it 1 year, another year. I've done a bad job of getting the word out, and I need people to go to this show. So this is a show at Cult Classic Brewing in Stevensville, Maryland, just outside of Annapolis. If you're anywhere near there, look for the Mind Noodler at Cult Classic Brewing. The link is in my Instagram bio. If you go to @Mind Noodler on Instagram, click on the bio there, buy some tickets, come out and come see a very funny magic show. I'm doing new tricks in the show. There'll be at least 3 new tricks in that show that I've been working on.
Nice.
As I get ready for this show. Basically, the show, because the same people come out all the time, I always try to make sure I have new tricks for that show specifically. It's kind of like my annual marker for what I'm working on every year. So I always try to have new stuff staged for the Cult Classic show.
Do you have anything that you haven't performed anywhere else that you're going to do there? Anything that's going to be on stage for the first time?
Possibly, depending on how much progress Ryer Applethorne's been making. Beautiful, amazing progress. This is not any Ryer slander at all.
No.
As a matter of fact, I hired someone else to make this prop for this magic trick, and they did not do the best job. And so Ryer is coming to the rescue.
Okay.
And making something and literally inventing proprietary technology that's never been used in a magic prop before.
Are you guys going to start a company?
I mean, Ryer's one of the most gifted people on the planet. So
he is.
If I can start a company, sure, I would ride his coattails for sure. But I think for now, I think we're just going to keep tackling tricks. He just seems to like working on these. I paint him into corners that no one else paints him into, and so I think that's just our relationship.
All right.
All right.
Did you did you happen to see my brother at one of your shows recently?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Your brother came out with his two
He
daughters.
wasn't going to mention it.
Um,
so awkward.
Those are two really funny, really sharp gals that your brother has in tow.
My nieces are no joke, man.
They are no joke. They were cracking me up, and I used them both in the show. I handed one of them a knife, and they literally
that was
just stone cold eyed me, no smile, just dead eye stare, pointing the knife directly at me, and I was just really laughing. It was really one of the funniest things. And then, I brought his other child up to do a bit for the Invincible Arm bit that I'm doing. So,
nice. Cool. How's that bit going?
Really well. Largely thanks to Nick DeFat and the Jokers of Magic. So I had a whole other intro written to it, and then when we were making the Jokers of Magic, Nick put out the idea of we should do tricks that got us fired, and so I rewrote the whole context of that trick into a trick that got me fired, and it's really makes the trick. It basically turns the trick into a super fast trick. Makes it a really quick trick and very funny. So,
nice.
Yeah. Yep.
I went and saw a magic show last night.
Oh.
I went and saw Colin Cloud. Friend of the pod, Colin Cloud. I went with it was Eric Diddleman's birthday. He was in town for the weekend, so I went and hung out with Diddleman. Harrison was there. Mitsula was there. It was we had such a good time. It was so much fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
And I had not seen Colin's solo show. I hadn't seen Colin's show outside of the Shin Lim show. He's been there since October. I'm a bad friend. I'm a bad entertainment person in Vegas. I had not seen it yet, but it is so good. It's so tight. It's so well put together. Diddleman had to do with the building of it. Diddleman helped out with the creation of the show, I believe, at Harris. And it was just great. It was so well done, so fast, and I mean jam packed. It is 90 minutes of just jam packed magic in there. It is so good.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things Colin so great is, boy, does he have a higher sense of pace. He wants a faster paced show than anyone else in the room.
I literally couldn't even begin to guess how many magic tricks there were in that show.
Yeah. He's relentless.
So much. Yeah.
I mean, we had him on the show. He skinned his teeth, doing late night fringe shows forever in Scotland. So the worst, drunkest, heckliest crowds is where he burned his hours, and he's just so sharp because of it and so fast. And one of the best at mentalism, one of the best in the game.
Certainly. It was so good. Yeah, guys, go check out Colin Cloud over at the Harris Casino and Hotel here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada.
Patreon business. Two things.
Let's do it.
One, Apple lost a lawsuit, and so now you can just subscribe on the app again. So now you don't have to pay Apple all this extra money just because they hosted Patreon. So now, if you want to support us, you can do it through the app.
They were literally taking 30%.
30%.
Was there like we have an app take?
Yeah. No, it's tough. So So now they lost that lawsuit. So now everything's back to normal. Whether you
have to refund all that money and
doubt it, maybe.
No.
Also, Patreon always taking care of everyone's needs, as they're known to do.
Yep.
I guess when they first rolled out, when they decided to step up their podcast posting game, so they added all these features to make it like a regular podcast post. And I guess some people complained about that being a thing. Like, I don't want to post a podcast. I just want to post an audio post. I have no idea who these people are and what they do.
Or why they're affecting our lives.
So last week, not for long, and our ICS ad-free episodes went out accidentally as regular audio posts and didn't go to our RSS feed. And I had to go back and edit the post to add it to the RSS feed.
Wait, so it was just an audio post on our Patreon page?
Yeah, so you just could listen on
Who wants that?
I don't know.
Who is that for?
I don't know. I don't know why.
Oh, you know what that is? I think that's Patreon trying to get more traffic just to the website.
I guess.
Or it's some short form ASMR stuff, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know why that would be the first option and not the podcast option when literally so much of their business is podcasts. So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
real dumb.
Patreon. But that's why that hiccup happened, and so I get it now. It's in my to-dos to make sure I'm posting it to the RSS feed, and
made the list.
And they are on our RSS feed now, our Patreon only RSS feed now. Okay,
nice,
great.
That's all for new business. Let's do a little scoop mail.
This is for your thought.
Let's see here. We got one from LB Shreve. So I've noticed how much Jacob likes the sexy high school poetry. Well, I was going through my storage the other day, and you'll never believe what sexiness awaits everyone in the churn.
No way.
Sexiness. This was a test, and you fell for it. No, I'm not even going to chat GPT you some of that cringy shit. Would you like to hear a shitty job story instead from the HR side? Yes, we would.
What a swerve.
She bait and switched you, dude.
Swerve.
She did. For the record, I do love all of your old high school poetry. Send me, this is to everyone, send me your old poetry that you wrote in high school. I want to read it on the air. HeyScoops.com. Go there, send me your high school poetry. Shitty job story from the HR side. As an HR consultant, I have a different perspective. My favorite thing to do is to get rid of bullies and their enablers. I've been able to turn toxic workplaces into great places to work and rebuild teams. HR gets a bad rap sometimes. I'd like to think I'm one of the good ones. How do I know? So far, my car has not been keyed and my tires have not been slashed in the parking lot. I mean,
evidence.
Endorsement.
Evidence.
I give up my cell every place that I work and stay open on LinkedIn. I'm planning a trip to Vegas and I hope to see you all there. I have many, many stories to share, some of which involve the exchange of bodily fluids, but I'll save that for later. That's LB Shreve. LB Shreve just sent us an edging scoop mail here.
Well, I believe we're doing a jock day with LB Shreve coming up. So.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Perhaps we can even get her on a microphone.
Maybe we'll get some high school poetry out of them then. It'll be great. It'll be great. Let's see here. We've got one from Old Man Keith. Hello, gentlemen of the churn. This scoop mail should probably be prefaced with the get ready for some middle-aged white guy talk. I recently went to my to a 50th anniversary screening of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It made me feel old in an unexpected way, and I wanted to see if you boys have had any similar experiences. I realize that just attending a 50th anniversary of anything should be an indicator that you're an old bastard, but this one hit me differently. As a 50-year-old nerdy white guy, the Monty Python stuff was not contemporary to me growing up. It was already old when we watched it in the early 90s. The part that made me feel old was overhearing a kid talk about it on the way out of the theater. This was a super nerdy kid in his late teens. He looked like someone who definitely would have been playing D&D in my friend's basement back in the early 90s if he was around then. This kid was there with his mother, who was my age. Hell, I guess it could be his grandmother since I'm so old. The kid was saying that he had never seen any Monty Python, but he thought it was good. And he'd have to look on YouTube to watch more. He commented that now he understands some meme that he has seen that he uses but had no idea where it came from, but it came from this movie. This is the thing that made me feel really old. First, that this kid who reminded me of myself had never seen any Python, and then followed it up by knowing it only as a meme. The kicker was that this thing that he knew as a meme, I don't even know what he was talking about, and I couldn't have identified it as being from the movie. So not only is this young whippersnapper using a meme I don't know, it's from a movie I've probably seen 50 times. Apparently, these kids these days are finding some interesting, meaningful stuff in my old ass that my old ass considered a throwaway, unforgettable line. The worst part is because I'm an old fart whose memory isn't as good as it used to be. I can't even remember the line the line that the kid said was fucking you in the face. That's Old Man Keith.
Look, Old Man Keith, the format's changed, but the culture doesn't, right? Like when we were younger, every cartoon referenced Citizen Kane. There's just Citizen Kane in and all these old Casablanca, all these movies that I never watched. Right. But I understood that the reference was from something, or later on watched Chinatown and you go like, oh, all of these things are from Chinatown, like, and so that's the mainstream stuff just filtering into contemporary references and stuff. And so,
Do you feel like the kids today are finding Mr. Show like we found Python?
Possibly. I mean, the only difference is that
what are your kids finding?
I would say my kids can download stuff fast, right? So
yeah,
they've watched all The Simpsons. They've just started watching Parks and Rec. They still watch all those shows that they find funny, like Gumball and Cuphead cartoon, stuff like that.
Okay.
So like and obviously YouTube. YouTube is their main.
That's my main medium.
Right. Well, I mean, YouTube's one, right? YouTube now on like regular televisions, more people spend more hours watching YouTube than anything else, than any other app, than anything else. And that's just on every screen. That's not about apps or utility anymore. It's just one. Netflix wins everything until you bring up YouTube, then Netflix loses everything. And so now kids want to be YouTubers more than they want to be movie stars and stuff. And I listened to some podcasts where they were talking about basically like why, one of the reasons why everyone's talking about the creative thing of like, oh, all these Hollywood companies are owned by these things, and so they don't make as many ambitious movies and blah, blah, blah. I mean, some of that's not true. I think this year's Cannes Festival and other things are going to show movies coming back in a big way. But the first tech boom, all the creative minds, used to be you wanted to go to Hollywood if you were remotely an awesome, ambitious, creative person. That was just where it was sexy to go.
Yeah.
And then with the tech boom, Hollywood lost its sexiness, and then with YouTube, it really lost it. And so now all the cool stuff just goes towards YouTube and kind of modern media. And so that's got to be also part of it, not just the safe purse string holders, but also just how are they attracting the best minds, the best creative minds like they used to. At any rate, that's way off topic. I think that it's just, I think that way of feeling old is exactly, I knew as a kid to make a Rosebud joke about a sled without ever having seen Citizen Kane. Right. And I just knew if I said Rosebud, if I saw a sled, it would get a laugh, right? I knew that if someone brought up Saved by the Bell, and I would say in an improv show, I'm so excited, I'm so scared, that would get a huge laugh, and I never saw the episode, and for a while I didn't even know the context of the quote. I didn't know it was the famous diet pill episode.
Dexatrim. Do you remember that shit? They were just selling speed to people.
Up until these latest shots, every diet pill from centuries was speed.
Speed.
Different forms of ways to invent speed. Yeah.
You guys are saying the same thing that I say, but I say it in a loving, caring tone.
Everybody's doing Ozempic now.
Yeah, but that's not speed.
But it goes fast.
It's speedy.
It's speedy.
No, as someone, sorry, not to really heavily weigh in here, but as someone who lost their mother to probably overprescribed diet pills from speedy diet pills, Ozempic and Wegovy are not a stimulant. They don't raise the heart rate. They don't. Right. They don't make they don't raise your blood pressure. They don't do the things that all these pills do.
The only negative thing I've seen so far, and I think this is outlier cases, is that some people are reporting that they're finding themselves getting sick.
Yeah.
Vomiting over and over and over and over. Yeah.
There's some people that can't do Ozempic because of that. They get so nauseous and so vomity. And I believe diarrhea as well. I think it just comes out of everywhere and out of the pores. I think diarrhea comes out of your pores.
Yeah.
Ozempic anal farts.
I just constipation is also a big complaint from people.
Oh yeah.
That's
because they're not eating any food. Doctor, I haven't taken a shit in a week. What have you been eating? Nothing. There you go, bruh.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm on Twitch. You want to peek in and say hi to the Twitchers?
I gotta go to work, but there's a tornado coming. So.
Oh, great!
Oh,
There's a tornado coming.
We're already in the basement.
just said I have to go to work and like pleasantly waved goodbye while saying that a tornado was coming.
I love you. If I never see you again, my sweet wife.
And I love you in case I never see you again.
And I think you're pretty cool.
She's awesome. She's awesome. I tell you, man, she sent me a text. Pardon me. First of all, both of us are sick as dogs from allergies.
Oh no.
I got shit sleep last night because I was coughing all night. I apologize. I've been on the cough button as much as I can this episode. But she sends me a text after I've gotten done with my early morning shift. She's like, hey, when you come home, I'll be on a conference call.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I come home. Sure enough, she's on a conference call. She's still on a conference call. She's still on a conference call. She's still on a conference call. I go shopping. I come home. She's on another conference call. The woman just works all day, and now she's going to work. I'm like,
in a tornado.
In a tornado, I tell you.
This is a good time to let everybody know that Anne has changed careers. She's now a storm chaser.
Yep.
Battleborn Bomb Pop says, I feel like our tornadoes are a good excuse not to drive to work.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah. I think it'd take more than a tornado to keep Anne from going to work.
Clearly.
I guess so.
No, we don't have to speculate.
Like I said, she's been working all day, and now she's going to work.
Speaking of work, I'm about to work you two motherfuckers over. It's time for Jock versus Nerd.
Bullshit.
That just stung. I'm not even motivated. That just hurt.
I almost showed Jonesy a picture of the doll from the All in the Family, but it's got lifelike genitalia. So I thought, now we're on Twitch, I better not do that.
Explosion.
Kaboom.
We got a Scoopardy coming at us today from Bearded Scoop 3. Bearded Scoop sent a very upsetting email along with this where he talked about power loss on a submarine, just turning into a dark hole under the ocean. That really bothered me a lot. Anyway, he also sent us a Scoopardy. The categories are Marvel and DC, movie martial artists, famous archers, and before and after. Paul, you're up first. What do you want?
I will do Marvel and DC.
All right. This Marvel superhero is blind and uses echolocation, while this DC superhero has no powers whatsoever and prowls rooftops.
That would be Daredevil and Batman.
Nope, I'm sorry. It's Daredevil and your mom. Daredevil and your mom.
Boy, oh
yes. Boy. Yeah. Daredevil and Batman. That's it. It's
some people think their name should be swapped. That's a good idea. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Oh, I just accidentally picked this one. I guess it's my question though. This DC villain has one eye, carries two katanas, and is named Slade Wilson. This Marvel anti-hero won't shut up, carries two katanas, and is named Wade Wilson. I know the Wade Wilson one is Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
And the Slade Wilson one is a character that I have seen pictures of and believe that should count as a correct answer. I don't know. I guess I'll pass. Matt, do you know the other guy?
This DC villain has one eye, carries two katanas, and is named Slade Wilson. No, I don't know him.
Yeah. All right, Paul, what is it?
His name is out of my head right now.
Oh,
I can't remember his name. It's the Joe from the guy from Pittsburgh who does the the audio for the zoo. Played him in the movie, but they call him Slade in a lot of stuff, but it's like kill shot or something. I can't remember his name now.
All right, let's see. Deathstroke.
That's it. I could not have thought of that for $1 million right now.
Well, you didn't think of it for $0, so we don't know about the million. Matt, you're
up. I will do famous archers for 200, please.
This Archer has been portrayed by Douglas Fairbanks in 1922, Errol Flynn in 1938, Richard Todd in 1952, Sean Connery in 1976, Kevin Costner in 1991, Cary Elwes in 1993, Elwes and Russell Crowe in 2010, and Taron Egerton in 2018, among others.
Robin Hood?
Robin Hood, absolutely.
Be.
Yeah, Robin Hood. You had me at Errol Flynn. Paul.
Marvel and DC, please.
For 600. Brie Larson and Zachary Levi. Is it Levi or Levy?
Levi, I think.
Zachary Levi have played the same character. Technically, the DC superhero Zachary played was originally named as the Marvel superhero that Brie played.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
AKA Shazam.
Shazam. It's me. I'll try, I don't know, before Famous Archers, 400. First appearing in More Fun Comics, number 73, November 1941. This Archer has peak human physical and mental conditioning and is a highly skilled martial artist and hand-to-hand combatant, a master archer and marksman, and expert acrobat. My cousin, I have a cousin that this all applies to. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this Scoopardy is referencing my cousin. Is this the Avengers guy? Is this I'll guess what's his name? Hawkeye. Oh, Green Arrow.
Is the
so
DC
close.
guy.
So
Green
close.
Arrow.
It had to be one of them.
But it didn't say DC. Oh well.
It wasn't DC. He didn't appear as DC first.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
DC later. Gotcha.
It's like how they acquired a bunch of the Charlton characters that Alan Moore almost incorporated into Watchmen, and he said, I'll do my own thing, but they still got Blue Beetle and a bunch of other guys. All right.
You know.
Yeah, you know.
Let me do before and after for 800.
All right. Harold and Kumar love their sliders, and He-Man gets his power from this place.
White Castle Grayskull.
Nice.
White Castle Grayskull is just correct. Paul.
I'll close out Marvel and DC, please.
This Marvel character is King of Atlantis and was introduced in 1939. This DC character is King of Atlantis and was introduced in 1941.
Namor and Aquaman.
Namor and Aquaman is correct. I was going to say the Submariner. Is that not right?
Namor is the Submariner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob. Namor is the Submariner, dude.
I feel sheepish. Movie martial artist for 200. Missing in Action, 1984. The Delta Force, 1986. Sidekicks, 1992. It's the man who can't die. It's
right.
Chuck Norris.
That's right.
Yes. I definitely did not need anything after Missing in Action. Missing in Action was the only clue I needed. Matt.
Before and after 600.
Daily Double.
Boo-boo-boo.
Now for 1,000. Scottie Pippen and Steve Kerr played for this team in 1996. Hit. Oh, I forgot it was before and after. Scottie Pippen and Steve Kerr played for this team and 1996 hit for Rage Against the Machine.
What's the Rage Against the Machine song called?
That is the part that I
question.
Yeah.
It's not. I think it says it's not as simple as Bullseye. I know that.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, it's a Daily Double. Shoot.
Is it the other end?
Where would you be, Matt, if you saw a giant inflatable Charlie Brown?
I'd be under the brown.
If you saw a giant inflatable Charlie Brown, where would you be?
A Thanksgiving Day parade. Bulls Parade.
Oh.
Chicago Bulls Parade. That's all I got. Let's just get it wrong.
All right. Oh, Chicago Bulls on parade.
Yeah.
Oh, bulls on. I get it. I get it.
I know. I could have worked it harder, but I have 6 minutes and then I got to go.
Oh, shit.
Paul.
Movie martial artist, please.
For 400. Above the law, hard to kill, the Glimmer Man.
I'm pretty sure that's fucking what is his
I think it is.
What's his damn name? Oh, Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal is correct.
He's such a chode.
He is.
He's
I'm going
worthless.
movie martial artist for 600. Cyborg, double impact, hard target.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, the muscles from
JCVD,
Brussels
baby.
himself. Absolutely.
JCVD.
Matt, get those points back.
Archers for 800.
And a 1988 film has this archer taking out a modified Russian attack helicopter with a single fiberglass arrow. One fiberglass arrow from the top of a mountain.
Oh shit! This was Christian Slater.
Was it?
Oh, I don't think it was.
Oh wait. I'm conflating two movies.
I guess.
Oh, never mind then. With that.
Oh! You might be right. You might be right.
No. You after you ridiculed me for just even guessing out loud, doing my math. Forget it. I passed.
The name Christian Slater.
You're thinking Red Dawn.
No, I'm not thinking Red Dawn.
Oh, well, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking then.
I know, but I'm passing anyway.
What passes to Paul?
It's got to be Rambo 3.
Rambo 3. Or who was Rambo? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. They made fun of it in the Hot Shots Part 2 movie.
That's
when
right.
Charlie Sheen pulled back the. I don't know. That wasn't Hot Shots. I think they did it in Hot Shots 2, but they did it in.
Before we get the emails and posts, Paul was right. I was going down the wrong path.
Oh, yeah. They did it in Robin Hood Men in Tights with the Patriot Arrow. Paul, you're up.
Movie martial artist, please.
For 800. Daily Double.
Oh, my God. This is the game.
Now it's for 2,800 and the entire game. Legacy of Rage, 1986. Showdown in Little Tokyo, 1991. Rapid Fire, 1992.
Legacy of Rage, Showdown in Little Tokyo, Rapid Fire. Jet Li.
That's my guess too. Let's see. So close.
Brandon Lee. Showdown in Little Tokyo. Oh, I should. Oh boy.
It truly is anyone's game.
It is. Score check. There are 3 questions left. I have 400 points. Matt and Paul are tied at 0. And that was it for the Daily Doubles, right? Yeah, no more Daily Doubles.
Yep.
But yeah, anybody's game. I'm going to try and close it out right now. Famous Archers for 600. I'm going to try and get
here we go.
Wow.
First
Closing
appearing
the door.
in Tales of Suspense. Yeah, good luck to me. First appearing in Tales of Suspense, number 57, September of 1964. This archer is a master archer and marksman, an expert martial artist, hand-to-hand combatant, an acrobat, a skilled strategist and technician, and he utilizes high-tech equipment. Oh, wait, I guessed Hawkeye before and it was wrong. I'll guess Hawkeye.
What do you
and
know?
the game is his.
I am an expert marksman. Matt, you got before and after for 2 or 400?
400, please.
All righty. Lady Marmalade rapper teams up with reality TV's most famous sister.
Oh, no.
Oh, I get it.
I'll just pass.
Paul.
Was that Missy? It was Missy.
Missy Elliott?
Misdemeanor. Yeah.
I don't think Missy Elliott was in Lady Marmalade.
Are you sure?
No.
I thought she was the rapper. Oh, pass.
I think it is Lil Kim Kardashian.
Oh,
there we go.
Smart.
Yeah, Lil Kim Kardashian.
You got it.
And Paul closing out the category and the game before and after for 200. Everybody's favorite audio guy and American firearm manufacturer.
Jacob Smith and Wesson.
Jacob Smith and Wesson is correct. I like that one. And that is the game. I win with 1,400 points. Paul is in second with 200. Matt is in third with 0. And that is a Scoopardy from Bearded Scoop. Thank you so much, Bearded Scoop. If you want to
parade,
if you want to sit as a Scoopardy just like Bearded Scoop, head over to heyscoops.com right there on the homepage. You can make us a Scoopardy. You can make us a Price is Right Jock versus Nerd. You can make us an Obelisk Nerd. You can do all those things right over there at heyscoops.com.
No, Mike Jones does have a good podcast name because I remember it now and here at the end of the episode. Subscribe to the Stereo Image on your podcast app. Thanks, Mike Jones, for coming on.
Name.
And I'm going to thank the Lubricated Fist for making an appearance here at the end of our Twitch broadcast.
Yep, thank you very much.
I want to thank Pendulite for creating this podcast.
Thanks, Ben.
Once again, shout out to Chris Gethard one more time. Thank you, pal, for being amazing. All right, and I want to thank the following people who support us over on Patreon. You can subscribe anywhere now, but we suggest you head over. Well, I'll say their names first. All of these people knew that the word I was missing at the end of Scoopardy was on. Okay, that's Neil Fleisch, Neil Apolitan, Neck Pubes, Nathan Hooten, Nathan Clay, Mrs. Johnny Australia, Mr. Head Scoop, Motor City Smitty, Monica Day, Monadnock Scoop, Mohan Nair, Mitsula, Mississippi Churning Scoop, Milk Leg Scoop, Mike Wenz, Mike Six, Mike Federley, Mike, and Michelle Yiser.
Big thanks to all these folks who gave a little kid a hand grenade to hold on to in the middle of Central Park. Matcha Ice Cream Sunday, Mary Norbury Glazer, Mark Wilson, Mark Madison, Mark Gates, Mark Cohen, Mario Rosa, Mark Stadowski, Marble Tulip Scoopy Tree, Maple Raisin Scoop, Rachel Santos, Mama Ninja Scoop, Macho Scoop Randy Sprinkles, M. Hertz, Luke Mellon, and Lorgren C.
All right, and the following people, you could pay them to see Mamma Mia on Broadway in 2026. Michelle Yiser, Michael Shaw, Michael Martin, Michael Calder, Michael, Melissa Arachiga, Malia, McTits, Max the Ginger Scoop, Matt McKenzie, Matt Glowacki, Matt a.k.a. Stormageddon, and Matt Scoopo Fail.
Big thanks to all these folks who are super fans of my nieces holding deadly weapons. Linda Brandmere, Lil Red, Leon Kassab, Leon Cox, Lee Forrest, Lee Drummond, Laurie Ellsroth, Latter-day Scoop, Larry Goodale, Lance Amond, L.A.J., Kurt Hendrickson, Kurt Egner, Kristen Kaldek, Colin Tooney, and Kiwi Fruit Scoop.
And I want to thank the following Scoops who are all known as the Jazz Demons. That's King Scoop, Kimchi Doo Scoop, Kevin Dory, Kevin Chamberlain, Kenneth Soto, Ken Furry, Kelsey Kandari, Keith Robert Corning Scoop, Keister Sunday, Kay Mathis, Justin Robert Young, Judy Schneider, Juan Galvez, J Rock Scoop, Joshua Wilson, Joshua Tarr, Josh Roberts, Joseph Paleriro, Joseph Foster, Jordan Campbell, Jonathan, Johnny Parker, John Jacob Scooperheimer Schmidt, John Holshin, John Glor, John Carter, Jimmy Slonina, Jill Short, Jesse Rain, Jeremy Hudson, and Jenny Ebarb. Thank you all so much.
Thank you all so much. And if you support us over at Patreon, you could be invited to our next podcast recording. We're going to do a little experiment. We invite Patreon people to join us for our next Twitch episode and podcast episode. So if you want to do that, head on over to preachingfun.com.
That recording will be Friday, May 23rd. And if you're a little sad that diet drugs aren't just speed now, head on over to Farts in a Bag. Farts in a Bag. That's fartsinabag.biz. That, along with preachingfun.com, it takes you over to our Patreon page, where for as little as $2 a month, you can help keep this show on the air. Head on over there, preachingfun.com, fartsinabag.biz. It means the world to us.
All right, stay safe out there. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Jacob, I'll get you my file as soon as I can.
Great. Thank you, Mike Jones, for coming on today.
Yeah.
Check out that podcast. I know I'm going to check it out. It's already on my feed. The Stereo Image with Mike Jones. It's going to be fantastic.
It is.
We're preaching fun. See ya. All right.
Are we off Twitch yet?
You're not off Twitch yet, but thank you so much, Twitch, for hanging out with us.
Twitchers, it was lovely to see all of you in the chat. Thank you, all of you who commented and chatted along. I apologize for being such a croupy mess today.
You'll be all right. Hopefully you'll be all right by Friday. We're going to be back here on Twitch on Friday, 11 a.m. again, Vegas time. So come hang out with us. And if you are a Patreon, you're going to get an email with a Zoom link as well. We're going to try and do a little Zoom show on Friday and see how that works out for us. So
there you go.
I don't know. We're going to do a little experiment. It's going to be great.
A couple of things in the pot there cooking up. So yeah, thanks for watching us on Twitch. Hopefully we can keep doing more Twitches as we go along.
Yeah. What is this? Oh, sorry, Sarah Fowler. My pop filter coming in and out of my thing here. It's my microphone. Well, I'm in my fancy studio here.
Your fancy AR studio.
That's right. What is the thing? Here's the thing. There's what it really looks like behind me. I don't know why it's all blurred. I can make it more blurred.
And it's still, but your microphone thing still comes in and out of focus.
Oh yeah.
See it.
I can do this. At least with this. Oh, but even that, like lean into it, it focuses on the microphone. I don't know. I don't know how to do anything.
Guys, I've seen some previews of some possible Scoop Fest merch. Y'all need to come to Scoop Fest.
I am telling you guys.
Y'all need to come to Scoop Fest. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be a thing.
It's gonna be fun. Scoop Fest is gonna be silly. Yeah.
All right, Twitch. We'll see you later. Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.